Look at this equation. Most students immediately convert this into y equals mx plus c to find the slope. But do we really need to do that every time? Today I will show you how to find the slope directly and more importantly why it works. Any straight line written in this general form has a very simple slope formula. The slope is minus a divided by b. This is why converting to y equals mx plus c is not a magic. It is simply isolating the y and exposing this ratio. The coefficients a and b decide the direction of the line. That's where slope actually comes from. Now let's apply the formula directly and to our example problem. We have 2x plus 3y minus 6 equals 0. Here a is 2 and b is 3. So the slope becomes minus 2 by 3. Notice we got the slope instantly. No arranging, no rearranging, no extra algebra, just structure. Now have a look at these two equations. They look different, but do they really represent different lines or they are actually the same one? Think for a moment. If you compare the coefficients and constant, all of them are in the same ratio. That is, the coefficient of x, the coefficient of y, and the constant, they are all in the same ratio. When all the coefficients are proportional, both the equations represent the same straight line. Graphically, both equations lie exactly on top of each other. They look different on paper, but geometrically they are identical. So, my request to all of you will be just take a paper, pen and paper and a graph paper, just plot it and just see it yourself so that you can understand better. Always visualization makes a better learning. Now, slope controls the direction of the line and intercept controls the position of the line. This is the core understanding moment. If need be, pause the video, just go forward and backward to what we have learned so far. Just absorb the concepts, and this is very important to scale up in quadratic geometry and algebra. So if the slope is same, it means the lines are parallel. So if the slope and intercept both are the same, then line itself is the same. So take some examples and work it out, plot it in the graph paper and see it visually. Now let's discuss something more about perpendicular lines. If the original slope is minus 2 by 3 in our example, the perpendicular slope is its negative reciprocal, which is 3 by 2. The original slope is actually it's moving downwards and the perpendicular slope moves upwards, and all these things you can do only by visualization. So please do plot the graph and see it for yourself. And you know that common or that important concept of perpendicular lines. If two lines are perpendicular, then the product of their slope must be equal to minus 1. That is why we are taking the negative reciprocal of this particular example. So what is the equation of a particular line? How to construct the equation of a particular line from a given line? What you do is just interchange the coefficient and change one sign. That's what we have done here. So we automatically create a perpendicular direction. The original equation is 2x plus 3y plus minus 6 or minus 6, whatever is 0. And here we are saying the coefficient of x and y are interchanged and the plus sign is made as minus sign. So we get 3x minus 2y plus k equals 0. Why do you put plus k? Because that k, that constant controls the position of the line. So you just keep changing k and you can see the lines moves up and down, up and down. Again, I am telling you, just take this example, change the value of k, graph it, and you will see the magic happening just right before your eyes, and you can really understand what actually been told in this particular video. So direction versus position. So you can find infinitely many perpendicular lines. All of them have the same direction but different positions. That is the difference between orientation and location. Orientation is the direction in which it moves, that is decided by slope, and the location is decided by the intercept. So hope you would have understood this. And now, as a final summing up, I will say mathematics becomes simple when you understand structure instead of memorizing formulas. This video is an example for that. When you understand the direction and position, coordinate geometry stop being confusing. So in the next video, I will show you how calculus finds slope at a single point on a curve and why x tends to 0. And if you want to truly understand mathematics, subscribe to Math Logic channel.